Hello there, it's yet another Sunday, and welcome to your favorite Sunday show on Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 10 Lagos, Station for Excellence. So where are you? What are you doing? Well, whatever you're doing, just make sure you are watching this program on whatever device you're using to watch us. Well, speaking about progress in science and technology for peace and security, I'm going to be interviewing someone who will be talking about how women are involved in all this. And also have, someone who is taking care of the less privileged, and I'm going to talk to her too. And there are a whole lot of older things that have been happening that we're presenting to you on the program today. So, where else would you rather be than on Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 10 Lagos, for the Sunday show? My name is Chris Akwarando. Now, Anonya Manyama is here, and then he's coming up with, how protein can help you stay healthy and can also help you during exercises. I don't know much about it. I don't know what he wants to do. You just said something about protein.
Yes. I said something.
Protein. Let me stop at protein.
Go on.
So okay, still on the matter. You know, man, healthy lifestyle is key. And nutrition. How can you leave protein out of your nutrition food classes? Okay, still on the matter. So we are going to start this game right now. Yes, I brought my band. I brought my band in today. You know, December things are happening. People are going to travel. Don't tell us that you cannot walk out in your village. We don't want to hear that. So buy your bands, and then we're going to be giving you tips on how to play around the bands when you travel. So today we're going to bring in the band, and we're going to use them to get our workout in. Source of resistance. You don't need to buy weights. We don't want to hear you are still carrying load when you have load to carry as you are traveling. So today, see what will happen. We're going to attack the core muscle with the band. Yes, just look for a band that can resist you. You can create tension with that you can manage and get the form done properly. Now we're going to be lying down. Still on the matter. So we're going to take the leg up. We'll get into what we call a hollow position. Now we're going to be working on the rectus abdominis muscle, and other muscle group are also going to be engaged. Just imagine yourself pedaling your bicycle. You see how the legs are coming in? The left is coming in. Then the right is going in. Left is going in. In and out. A lot of tension is happening here. Your rectus abdominis muscle is working like mad. And make sure there's no space on your lower back. On time. Good. Still on the mat. Yes, we just got that in. This move, you can't sit anywhere down the Sunday show. So, this is 2 in 1. Now we're going to get into a bear crawl position. Just anchor that band to the opposite leg. Look for your right hand. Then get into a bear crawl position. Then from here, this one is a big killer. Your core muscle are going to be working like hell. So from here, just start extending our hand in front of you. This will not happen if your core muscles are not really engaged. And now you'll be dancing some kind of dance that you dance in your village. But because you're engaging the core and the knees are off the ground, a lot of work is happening here. We're looking for a way to work muscle group. Intelligently I got that in. Remember, this is just my right hand. So I'll change the band. Change to the other part of my what? The other leg, left hand. Then I get back into my bear crawl position. Then I start that extension of the hand. Extension of the hand, keep the core tight. And make sure you're breathing in and out. If you're not breathing in and out, there is a problem. Come in. Oh my God, still on the matter. Still on the matter. Now, what do? We have to go back again. So I have to lie down again. We have time today. So we're just going to be making sure we get better with the form. Get into that hollow position, no space on my lower back. Drive the knee in and out. In and out. Make sure that core, your rectus abdominis muscles are tight so that the function can be what? Can be achieved. And remember, protein, building block. Amino acid. It's like protein. So I got that in. I'm coming. Still on the matter. Keep walking. If you're tired, you rest. There's still time for us to get more. So, keep watching. And make sure when you do this, get a good form out of it. Extend your hand and bring it in. When you extend, you breathe out. When it comes back, you breathe in. Out. In. Make sure. Oh! Remember Mr. Chris. Oh! Oh my God. What is not happening here? You are getting a lot out of the movement. So make sure you get the work done. And remember, protein. Very key in that word, macronutrients. Still on the marker, don't touch the die. Keep watching the Sunday Show.
Long time ago in
It's now time again for sharing and giving love. It's Christmas. It's a time to be jolly and merry. Where would you rather be this season? Of course, NTA Lagos Channel 10. Yes, it is the NTA Lagos Channel 10 Christmas party. This year promises to be fun-filled. There will be games, bouncy castles, shout out to your loved ones, school presentations, and many more. It all begins with a roadshow on the 8th of December 2023. Date, Monday 11th to Wednesday the 13th of December 2023. Monday 11th December is the opening ceremony with so much to eat and drink. Gate fee, 2,000 naira per child. Venue NTA Lagos Channel 10 Tedros Shoyaba. Time 10 a.m. There will be lots of fun-filled events that you don't want to miss. Plus, every child takes home a bumper pack. Date again is Monday 11th to Wednesday the 13th of December 2023. Venue NTA Lagos Channel 10 Tedros Shoyaba. Time 10 a.m. Gate fee 2,000 naira per child. For sponsorship and advert placement, please call.
Hark now, hear the angels sing. A king was born.
NTA Lagos Channel 10 Christmas party. Come, jolly, and make merry with us.
Because of Christmas Day.
We'll go to Ojuwoye Odolo LCDA. The Honorable Chairman, Honorable Razak, did something. He introduced the plans for 2024 and, of course, reeling out his achievements for 2023. He also had time to move into the community, planning on how to do some palliative within the communities and all that. So let's find out what actually happened with that press conference.
The Executive Chairman of the Ojuwoye LCDA, Honorable Rasak Olushola Ajala, has released the schedule of program for the year ending 2023 at the Council Secretariat, briefing members of the press on activities of the Development Council, programs and achievements for the year ending, and the project for 2024 fiscal year.
So we don't want our mothers, our fathers to work alone in sponsoring their children. As a government, we want to work with you to ensure our children, our brothers and sisters realize their academic dream. Hence, the introduction of bursary award. So the collection of funds is on the 23rd and 24th. But let me emphasize, the program is designed exclusively for residents of Ojuwoye Local Council Development Area.
Honorable Olushola Ajala informed the members of the community that the Council's end of the year program will start with harmony and prosperity work, sensitization and distribution of palliative for the residents of Ojuwoye, quiz competition, and other empowerment programs, which includes free interest loan.
As a government, most especially at this level, we must engage our youth. They are our brothers, they are our friends, they are our sisters. We know them, we live in the same community. So we must engage them. Let them see the earning danger in doing certain things. Let them know that nobody will fix this country for us. We have to fix it by ourselves.
The council manager and the CDA chairman also talked about the Ajala-led administration and how they will partner and assist executive in achieving all programs to be embarked upon.
To benefit and also to have evidence of democracy in these local governments. And I think it is the right thing in the right direction. He has done the right thing for the people, and I assure you that everything that he has said here today is really going to come to pass.
Listen to their complaint, their area of needs, and I make sure that I meet the chairman and tell them what and what is demanded from him, from the community. Then, and I make sure security, in the area of security, I've always assist the LCDA, and we continue to do that because in the atmosphere where there is peace, everything will be okay.
You're still watching The Sunday Show, Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 10, Lagos Station for Excellence. Where else would you rather be actually on a Sunday afternoon than this program? So wherever you are, whatever channel you're watching this program, I do hope you're enjoying what we're presenting to you this Sunday afternoon. It's not terribly hot afternoon, so while you're sweating, wouldn't be too much, right? But remember what I normally say, don't spend your whole day in an air-conditioned environment. Try and then breathe, all right? Let your body breathe a little bit. Now, talking about that, I also mentioned to you at the beginning of the program that this is International Week for Science and Peace. So we're talking about whatever progress we're making in science and technology to be for peace and security. And that means we're talking about human beings and humanity. Now, I have someone in the studio today, very delectable lady, very educated, and then very beautiful as well, actually. So she's my guest, Dr. Yinka Okpeke. Welcome to the program.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Now, Dr. Okpeke is the Chief Executive Officer of Smart Gas. She is also a John Maxwell certified coach, business, management, women, philanthropy, a whole lot. She actually has a lot in her plate. And then she's also one of the greatest motivators of women in Africa. But I'm going to start with, since we're talking about progress in science and technology this week, so I'm going to start with the Smart Gas project, which I do know you're promoting, knowing fully well that we're getting towards the Christmas period. Okay. So what was your motivation? I know you're in oil and gas, but let's talk about now the Smart Gas thing. Okay. What was your motivation in bringing it out?
Okay, well, thanks for that. So what's the motivation, really? I think for me, as a business leader, and maybe being that I'm a woman, usually women, we always have this soft spot where the average woman, it's an intrinsic nature you have whereby you just want to nurture, So I think that's a core part of my leadership style, in terms of being of value because I know that when the value is there, the money will come type thing. So that's always the mindset, that's aside. So when I started the business, the Smart Gas business, and with the way that the world is really, there's a lot in terms of the SDG goals 7 and 13, talking about climate issues, the impacts of climate change, and the importance of clean energy, affordable energy, modern energy for all. So Smart Gas is the right fit. And then you now find out, bringing it to Nigeria, that they say that there are about 43 million homes in Nigeria, and just 10% of them have access to clean energy, clean domestic energy, which means that the majority don't have access to that. And by virtue of that, they're using firewood, charcoal, kerosene, and all of these have, very high, emissions,
carbon content,
greenhouse gases, and then that's where we fall. So we're like, we set up a foundation, the Smart Gas Foundation, and the main purpose of what we do there is to give away the 3 kg cylinders and the 6 kg cylinders with the burners and the gas to underserved communities. And we do that through partnerships with local governments, with maybe like the Bale or whatever it is in all those areas. We identify the areas, typically very dirty because they are very low income, $0 to less than $2 a day. And then we do a lot of advocacy. But when we now go there to do the advocacy, and of course the average cylinder is very expensive, it's about maybe 19,000, 20,000 because of so many, interest rates and so many things going on, exchange rates in dollars. So now, instead of just giving them the cylinders, we tell them to give us their trash in exchange for the gas. So we're typically just saying that because at the end of the day, we have this ESG focus, which is environmental, social, and governance. So environmental is how do you take care of your environment. So beyond just not using the firewood, we're trying to transition you to using cleaner energy, which is the LPG, which is the cooking gas. We also want you to clean your environment, So we give them disposable, recyclable bags, tell them to go and do on-site sanitation while we're there. And it's a very interesting exercise because you see everybody hands-on, going to their gutters, everywhere, just picking everything so they can have the cylinder. So really, that's what led to it because it's something that every global leader, state government, federal, corporate organizations must really champion in terms of their action.
Okay. Like I was watching you, organizing them to pick plastics and trash and all that. Where do you recycle it?
Interesting. It's an interesting project because I'm not going to lie to you. Every time we do it, more opportunities, show up. Because when we started it, back to the issues of recycling, we did not know that it was going to open up a lot of opportunities for recycling companies or burden recyclers. So for us, typically, when we take those trash, if we go to any of the local governments, some of them already have their trucks that they'll just use to get the trash. And of course, we'll teach them about segregation, put the PET bottles here, the trash here, and all that. Over time, we now started having recycling companies coming to us to say, we'll join you in this advocacy, we will bring our trucks to the venues. Now you see recycling companies, some of them, there was a very interesting one, the guy actually uses soft plastics like pure water bottles. He uses them to make interlocking stones for buildings. So now, the interlocking stone, exactly. And he was telling us that he needs about 600 of those for just one pallet, So I'm trying to say that. So for us in Smart Gas, we're not recycling. We're just partnering with recycling companies. So because the value chain is very long, you have to decide where you want to play. So for us, the primary focus is transition to cleaner energy. When we now get the trash from you, because it costs us nothing to get the trash from them because they'll do everything to get the cylinders anyways. So when we get the trash, we now give it to recycling companies who now decide to process it into, like I said, interlocking stones and all of that.
How do you get your money back?
So it's a CSR initiative, to be honest. So the focus is not the financial returns. However, for the recycling company, so it depends if it's funded by a partner, because Smart Gas can't do it alone, because it's very expensive. Like
Absolutely.
I said. So if a corporate organization, anybody comes, they are at liberty to say, we have recycling companies who will come anywhere we're doing this advocacy in partnership with Smart Gas. We will be in charge of the recyclables because, like I said, it's a different business on its own. So, but typically, how the recyclers do it is they buy the bags. So I heard that 1 kg of trash is between 80 naira to 150 naira per kg. But the truth of the matter is that the cost of the trash is cheap. You can't compare that cost to the cost of the cylinder. So that's why I said it's not really it's not proportional in terms of the money you make from the trash. Because a regular truck that carries the trash will take about maybe 80 of those very big recycle bags that all these lumber people use on the road and all that. And at the end of the day, that might not be up to 50,000 naira. That would probably just buy you 2 cylinders or something. So that's really not the focus. The focus really is just to educate the people.
Okay, I do appreciate that because one would have expected that in an environment like this, we'll have got a lot of people like you. Now, I've been able to see a few people who are encouraging this recycling and then trying to move away from carbonized equipment to decarbonized equipment, trying to free the atmosphere of carbon.
Correct.
But now I know that you wrote a book on Beyond Her Sexuality.
Strength within.
The strength within.
Absolutely.
Having gone through some of your activities, I was visibly excited that you're this young and you're also engaged in all these sort of activities. What led you to this?
Wow. When you say I'm young, thanks for that. Okay. Wow.
I say
I'm not sure how
relatively
to-
young.
Exactly.
I don't want a
That's the key
woman
word,
doesn't have to
because-
tell me her age, but
No, well, I don't have a problem with that now, but what led to this? I really can't say it's one thing. I would say that my upbringing is one of it. My mom, blessed memory, she would always say that, Inka, you can have it all. You might not have it all at once, but you can have it all, So my dad was also very supportive. I grew up in an environment that my parents were academics. My mom was a professor before she passed, and my dad was
yes, I know your mom was a
doctor,
professor,
exactly.
actually. So.
And she was, so I took that part of her. She was a go-getter. There was nothing I could tell my mom that I wanted to do, and she wouldn't be like, okay, sure, you can do it, type thing, So I think that was, so that confidence was there growing up, and I would say that, so because my mom was that person that she was always big about self-development. So either formal education or informal education, she was really all about learning and absorbing your environment and all of that. And because of my exposure, so by virtue of that, I get to travel to so many places. Even when I'm going on vacation, I remember when I was younger, I would look for a course in that country that I'm going to, and I'd say, let me go and do a quick master class, let me go and do this. So I think I just really got into this self-education thing, and by virtue of that, I think, it would just generally just open your mindset, you can conceive anything.
So,
I think
in an environment dominated by male chauvinism at some point, you writing a book, Beyond Her Sexuality, The Strength Within, is it motivated by your vision to bring more women into your circle of we can do it?
I hope it does that, really. But I think more importantly, bringing it to Nigeria, because it's not something that is peculiar to Nigeria. I say that it's almost like racism, when you're thinking, oh, by virtue of this person's color, I'm better than them, and vice versa. That's why you think because of this gender or not, and smart and all that, they're both cut from the same cloth, really. So for me, I think generally, so you talk about this issue of glass ceiling, while a woman is equally as competent, but yet you're paying her less and all that, it all stems from that. So, and then being the fact that I've done business most of my adult life, you would see that you really have to do a whole lot more for people to give you credence for what you do. So, and then you just think, oh, okay, she looks good, she's pretty, but for me, I just feel that look beyond all of that. Don't judge me by that.
The female community, to think not just about your external outlooks, but then the strength you have within. So it's wonderful. Okay, so I do know that we would invite you again because then. But then before you go, I still have one question for you. But meanwhile, we're going on a break now. We're going on a break now because I want to introduce the launching of a book by Mr. Simeon Okeke, who was the chairman of the Police Service Commission. He wrote a book on policing the police. Now, for those of you who sit at home to criticize the police, do you understand how the police works? And then for someone who has been inside there, who was the chairman of the Police Service Commission, that book exposes what goes on within the police force, whether it's recruitment, whether it's promotion, whether it's discipline, and the relationship between the police and the government, and of course the police, and then the individual on the street. So let's find out what happened there, and then when we come back, I'll conclude my discussion with this beautiful lady I have here, Dr. Nkobeke. Don't go away, I'll be right back.
Policing the Nigerian police, whose duty is it? The Nigerian police force is the principal law enforcement and the leading security agency in Nigeria. Designated by the 1999 Constitution as the National Police of Nigeria with exclusive jurisdiction throughout the country. The Police Service Commission is a civilian oversight body on the police. It is responsible for appointments, promotion, and discipline of all police officers, except the Inspector General of Police. Reviewing the book, Policing the Nigerian Police, Mr. Ray Ekpo says that the author did a good job by writing what happened during his time and urged other officers to do the same.
If you want to know the truth about what happened when an assistant inspector general of police went to Anambra State and tried to dethrone the governor of that state, Dr. Chris Ngige, you will find a lot of information in this book about that incident.
Unveiling the book, the chairman of the occasion, Chief Emeka Anyaoku, with other dignitaries, including the leader of Afenifere, Pa Ayo Adebanjo, urged the government to practice true federalism.
That has brought all of us here together. From our very long both policies in Nigeria police.
State police is a component of a federal. You can never get good security in this country if somebody miles away will control your security. How can somebody living in Abuja come and tell me can protect me in my village in Ogo? What does he know about Nigeria?
The chairman of the planning committee talked about the book and reason for the public presentation in Lagos.
In the book basically were his experiences while he was the chairman of Nigerian Police Service Commission.
The author, Mr. Simon Okeke, talked about the power of interest that played out during his tenure as Police Service Commission, especially Anambra State.
Why did I write the book? I had to write it because if I had not put down the experience of the 5 years of my chairmanship, within a period of 3, 4, 5, 6 years, everything will be forgotten. Because the mind is too quick to forget. Therefore, I decided to put down in writing the certain incidents and happenings and experiences that occurred during my period.
Chief Simon Nsobondo Okeke is a former chairman of the Police Service Commission and the only civilian to have chaired the police service.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Nigerian Television Authority Channel 10 Lagos, Station for Excellence. And this is the Sunday show, your Dara Prim show. Where else would you rather be actually on a Sunday afternoon than on this program? Now, before we went for that book lunch by Chief Simeon Nsobondo Okeke, former chairman of the Police Service Commission, where he opened our eyes about what happens within the police force. I was discussing with the delectable Dr. Nkobeke, international entrepreneur, coach, business coach, management coach, chief executive officer, and then someone that is very interested in the promotion of Nigerianness. And then so I'm going to ask her now about her activities in supporting the export of products and services from Nigeria, and then how that would benefit a lot of Nigerians who are interested in that aspect of business. So, Dr. Beke, that's also another interesting thing you're doing. You know, you amaze me so much. How do you manage all this, by the way, before I get to, how do you manage all that?
You know, my simple answer to that, because I hear it all the time, is when God gives you an assignment, He gives you the capacity. That's what it is.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, now talking about export promotion, you're involved in e-commerce, just like Amazon and so on.
Correct, yes.
How does that play out? Who is involved? How do you do it?
Okay, so that's a business that it's called Trade Expo Africa. It's a business that I run in Houston, Texas, you know, and the focus is really to promote exports from Africa into the U.S., predominantly Nigeria, of course, because we're the face of the black race. I'm Nigerian. We're the biggest economy and all that. And essentially, like you have said, it's an Amazon for African products, because export promotion is what a lot of African leaders are really encouraging, and that's part of what will increase our GDP, our FX issues, and all of that. Because right now, because we're not an export promoting country, we can see the backlash of things like that. So for
the
us,
value of the naira,
absolutely, yes,
and the state of things, actually.
Generally, exactly. Over dependence on oil and so many other things. So for us in Texas, it's like I said, if typically you go to Amazon, Amazon caters, for example, for so many markets: Caucasians, Asians, Africans, and all of that. But the idea of Texas, the e-commerce we do, is for anyone who wants to buy anything made in Africa, or anybody who is a lover of African-made items can come to our website, to purchase all those items.
So what's that website?
Also www.tradeexpoafrica.com.
No, take it easy.
www.tradeexpoafrica.com.
So if you go to that site, like you go to Amazon, you'll be able to see an array of products from this part of the world.
Correct.
That but it's basically for people in the diaspora, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. Because when you're here, trust me, if you want to buy anything, you can easily go to the market. You can easily, so there's accessibility here. But for someone, for example, who is somewhere, up north, or somebody who is in California that has to probably drive 30 minutes, 40 minutes to get to the closest African store, or even to a Mexican store, a Chinese store to look for something, for people like that, they'd rather shop online, So, and it's a multi-vendor website, which means that you can go there, register your products and your services, and of course, there's a screening process to it, and then once we approve your products and all of that, you're able to sell. So the end users are in the U.S. However, the vendors, can be all around, Africa.
Okay, now there's a process of vetting, process of registration.
Correct.
And some payments are made.
No, for sign up, just like most e-commerce sites, for sign up, no, it's only when a sale is made that we make a commission. So it's just like any other e-commerce site.
Well, can you just give me a little bit of an idea as to the progress of that?
Okay, so for every business, the truth of the matter is that no matter how big the idea is, the marketing, the awareness is very critical. So we launched it because prior to that, we used to have exhibitions in Houston, but prior to that, before the COVID, we stopped it. After the COVID, we stopped it because issues around visa, dates, and all that. Remembering that most of the vendors are in Africa.
In Africa.
Exactly. So, and that was what transitioned us into e-commerce, because they were like, we still need our products, to. And so, based on that, I would say that effectively we launched it last year, and it's been very amazing in terms of the sign-ups that we've had. And of course, as we have expected, most of the sign-ups are from Africa. And then there's now that issue of exporting to Houston, because then you talk about the port blockages.
Yes.
So there's too many issues that they have to deal with, But in terms of acceptance, and the usage, it's been very impressive. And
so
basis,
it's progressive.
Absolutely.
Because the backlash would then be that will improve on mechanization, industrialization, packaging, marketing,
absolutely, certification, packaging, like you said, is a big thing, and then of course the logistics part of it is so critical, and that's an area whereby a lot of people, that's an opportunity for so many people who are looking for businesses to do, or existing businesses who are not looking into that sector, logistics, to the US or outside the country from Nigeria or anywhere in Africa, it's a very big market.
Wow, I know we can't exhaust this encyclopedic lady. I will tell the producer you have to come back.
Okay.
All right. It's been exciting talking with Dr. Yinka Ogbeke, who is an international businesswoman, a strategist, and author, and then who is the chief executive officer of Smart Gas, and who is involved in almost everything, actually. So we're going to have her back, God willing. And then, so thank you for being on the program today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Thank you.
So we'll be right back, and go away.
The Sunday Show on NTA Channel 10.
Now, welcome back. You are still watching the Sunday Show on Nigerian Television Authority Channel 10 Lagos. Now, it's time to bring in some excitement. Some retirees from the police force were honored, some bit of eating and drinking in the process. When you're retired, you're looking forward to another life. So let's see what happened at that occasion.
Indeed, it was a gathering of senior police officers and families of retired police officers at the Force Criminal Investigation Department, Ikoyi Annex, Alagbon, Lagos, following the departure of former PRO Ikoyi Annex, DSP Niyi, DSP Surakat Taufik, and others who were enlisted into Nigerian Police Force in 1988. Speaking at the event, AIG Yahaya Abubakar described the retirees as the encyclopedia of knowledge, which impacts can't be forgotten in the force.
7 or 8 of them from different sections of the Force CID Annex, Lagos. It's a scene of joy for someone to have served in the Nigeria Police for 35 years and retire in good health. That is a no mean feat of achievement. So we are very, very happy for them, and that's why we decided to join them here, send them off, mix with them, talk to them, and then present some gifts that they can always remember that at least they have been with us. So it's a very, very special day in Force CID Annex.
While commending the retired police officers, different CP and DCPs representing different sections of the police applauded their contribution to securing lives and properties during the meticulous 35 years in service.
The first thing I said is, who will replace Alaji now as head of his section? Because he carries that section on his back, and that is the truth. He carries the entire section on his back.
To the fact that this woman is a woman of honor, she's a woman of integrity.
I want to tell every one of you that this my boss, God have used this my boss for me, personally for me. I don't know how to, I am just short of words today.
The retirees, however, give thanks to Almighty God for a safe landing as they all bow out of Nigeria Police Force.
It's been rough, but to God be the glory. Like you people know, police job is not easy, especially in this kind of complex situation that we have in Nigeria. There are so many things that we have to combat with. Crime is everywhere, and without lying, mincing words or whatever, it has been God all the way.
There's nothing I can do rather than to thank Almighty Allah for saving my life from long journey of 35 years to date.
Advise our younger ones in this job today to be law-abiding, to be faithful in their duties, to treat people the way God wants it. Treat them as you are treating yourself. If you do bad, remember you will meet them in future.
The high point of the event was presentation of car key to the former PRO DSP Niyi by the DCP at Main Force CID Ikoyi, while others were awarded different gifts from their various units. In conclusion, they all gathered to cut the cake to mark the celebration.
Congratulations,
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Sunday Show, Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 10, Lagos Station for Excellence. Where else would you rather be? Now, I have another guest in the studio. She is Mrs. Cecilia Ejinkonye. Mrs. Ejinkonye is the Managing Director of Chanel Longinos Ventures Limited, dealers in industrial electrical materials and all that. But she is the Chief Executive Officer of SWORD Initiative. And then these are people who give succor to orphans, to widows, to the disabled, the homeless, and so on and so forth. So that's actually what I'm going to discuss about today. So, Mrs. Ejinkonye, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
I like this your smile. Can I Xerox it? Can I borrow it?
Like that? Yeah. You don't buy it with money.
Okay, so I can Xerox it and I can also borrow it.
Yes.
Okay. Now you are catering to a lot of people, widows, homeless, disabled. What do you do? I mean, there's a lot in your plate, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you do it?
Well, when you're doing something that you have passion for. You understand that there is an energy. There is an energy in it which is being powered by grace. I believe so much in grace. So I'm doing something that I have passion for, something that I'm convinced about, something that I'm well convinced. When I say conviction, I'm well convinced about it. So there is a fueling energy coming from somewhere, and I call it grace.
All right. Aha, you call it grace. How did it come about? How did you start it?
Yeah, it came about. How it came about is an inspiration which came from the gospel of the Word of God.
Okay.
Yes. The Bible said in the book of James, chapter 1, verse 27, it said, the religion that is pleasing to God is to help the widows and the orphans in their distress, and to keep yourself away from the corruption of the world.
And then show me your work.
And I will show you your faith.
Exactly.
Your work, your faith is qualified
by the work you do. So that's what you're doing. And that was said by St. James. That's interesting. Now, what activities have you done so far with these people?
Yeah. Well, we started in the year 2015.
Okay.
Yeah, I started as an individual where I could have some of my products sold. A gospel singer as well. Yeah, I launched an album and dedicated it to the poor.
You sing as well?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's another side of you. You're going to sing for me later, so but just go on.
Okay, so and dedicated it to the poor. So the fund we raised in that particular album, one particular thing that he did for us was there's a particular man called Morris from Delta State. So Morris is a conductor to a coaster bus. He had an accident. In fact, the coaster bus climbed his leg. I think they packed to drop somebody over. Then I don't know how managed that the coaster bus climbed his leg. And the driver in question brought him to Ibobi Hospital. Left him there with just 36,000 naira. So at a time, after 2 days, the 36,000 is gone. Morris was left in the hospital just like that with a mother of 70 years in Delta State. Then no relation to call on. Even the one he managed to call was not responding, saying, I can't carry your load, it's too much for me. So Morris was left in Ibobi like that. So one afternoon, I was moved to go to Ibobi Hospital to just go and look for somebody who was stuck in the hospital with bill. So getting to that place, I just saw a nurse. I just shared my inspiration with her. She said, madam, you came at the right time. We have this man in the ward. She just quickly told me the story that Morris was about committing suicide a day before the day that he was about taking Isel, because the other inmates in the ward were contributing money to do small treatment for him. But they have done it for days and they're tired because they have their own bills to take care of. So as a result of that, Morris is getting frustrated. So she told me, okay, I went to see Morris. She took me to Morris, and the hospital management came around, and they told me that Morris is going to be in the hospital for the period of 3 to 4 months, that they're going to conduct an surgery. Yeah. And that would take like 2.5 million. That was then. So that was how I went home. I called my team. I told them what happened, and we decided to take up Morris.
Oh, so wonderful.
We paid the bill, and Morris walked out of Ibobi Hospital after 4 months with his bare feet. When we met Morris, Morris was a pagan. So when we finished with him, the statement he made is, he said, madam, I'm promising you, from now I have become a Christian.
Oh, that's interesting. So that was what propelled the establishment of the SWOD.
Then it was Divine Tax and Project Solution.
Okay.
Then it was registered as Divine Tax and Project Solution. So at a time, I want to expand sheds.
Okay.
I want to really cover the area that the Bible talks about, though it's not a religious foundation. You understand? But my inspiration is coming from somewhere, from the gospel. So I now registered it as a wider Foundation, SOD initiative, Succor for Orphan Widows and the Disabled.
Oh, really?
Initiative.
Wow, that's very interesting.
In the course of time, we have touched the life of the orphans, the life of the widows. Few months ago, precisely May 27th of this year, we were able to give some seed capital to poor widows, young widows that is not getting help from anybody. You know, these days that...
Around which area do you work?
Okay, what we do is we go to some churches. We are not political, we are not religious, so we can deal with Muslim, we can deal with Christian, anybody at all we can deal with you, provided that you have what we are looking for, you have the qualities we are looking for, or you have whatever we are looking for that empowerment. You understand? And we invent your case. So when we empowered the widows, we have to go through churches, then tell friends around, see what we need. So they get widows here and there, from here and there. Then we go and investigate where they're staying, how many number of children they have, ask questions, and be sure that this is who they are. So we have to give them some seed capital of 50,000, about 50 of them.
Really?
Anyway, yes, and the event took place at Unilag here. So we use it to empower the seed capital to step them up a bit, because we discovered that after COVID and the rise in dollar, whatever you're selling, if you're managing like 100,000, you need another like 150,000 to actually stay. So we find out that these widows, they were living on 100 naira per meal. In fact, some 50 naira per meal, and there is nothing like that. So you find out that at times they eat in the morning and they will end it with the drinking of gari and granite, and you see them, they're frustrated. And you find out that the children are ready to do anything. When you talk about boys are doing Yahoo, they're doing this, you know, something like that. So that is one of the what we have been able to do under SOD initiative. Then recently, on the 2nd of October, we were able to work on the disabled.
Yes, okay. We'll come back to that. This is a Sunday show, Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 10 Lagos. I will come back to Mrs. Cecilia Jinkoye, you know, for this discussion, which is interesting. But some students went to the beach, you know, to, what do they say? Let down your hair. So let's see what happened at the beach. We'll be right back.
As most tertiaries in the country are gradually winding down their second semester, students from over 20 universities will gather to wine and dine in White Beach in Lagos. According to Head of Planning Committee and Creative Director Le Folahong, during a press conference in creating awareness to all and sundry, Le says the Student Beach Festival will foster unity amongst them, create opportunities in networking, cultivate future partnership that will bring about positive change in our present days.
This event serves as a stage to exhibit creative talent thriving on various campuses in the country. Our intentions extend beyond mere exhibition. We are also striving to inspire and instill hope in the talents of our youths. We are also trying to encourage them to steadfastly pursue their dreams and aspirations. Furthermore, our effort to seek to empower students in terms of creating job opportunities, we have contracted over 500 ticket agents across campuses in Nigeria, granting them opportunity to sell tickets and earn commission.
While delving into security and other partnership that will enhance the Beach Festival, which they say will come up on the 13th of December 2023 at White Beach in Lagos, Le Folahong and his planning committee has this to say.
Most secured and most organized beach in Lagos State right now. So that's why we've been able to partner with them to bring this on board.
The National Association of Nigerian Students is a body that comprises of all Nigerian students, both tertiary institution, secondary school to primary school. So we are happy to be a partner to this beach festival.
But
we'll see our go back on the road. We already have an agreement with the Lagos State government where we can have license back on the road and yet still have some control of traffic warders and the rest of them.
Body, you understand, in order to collaborate with them. And I think after this, we'll be able to host something that is kind of regional, like a regional student beach festival.
They, however, beckon on great philanthropists, corporate bodies and Lagos State government to join them and partner with them, as they say, this will bring about positive change and positive development on Nigerian campuses.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the outing with the students. But here in the studio, I still have Mrs. Cecilia Jinkoye. She's the Chief Executive Officer of SWOT. She said it's soccer for widows, orphans, and the disabled. Okay, so you were telling me about what you were doing for the widows, right? You've already told me how you are working with the disabled, right? Okay. Now, do you have a particular address, particular building or place where they can reach you, where they can come to, or you just go to check them?
Yeah. We have a particular address at Ikeja, number 9 Kudirat Abiola, where we are doing for 1 million naira. But in the present time, just last 2 months, we were told that it has gone up to 1.5 million naira. So right now, I can say that we are using my house. I'm using my house. I have a space in my house. That is where I'm using presently as my office.
Okay, so you're using your house.
While we are using, by December, we'll be able to get another office.
Okay. Now, another thing I want to ask, do you have an inventory of all these people you're helping? I mean, the number of people you've helped so far?
Yeah. Everything is on social media.
Now, do you have collaborators, people who work with you? Or
Yes.
you're working alone?
No, I have.
Okay, so you have a group of people working with you to reach out to these people
Yes.
and then provide the soccer and the rest of it.
Yes.
Okay, those people that are working with you, some are paid or volunteers, or some contribute to what you're doing, so that it doesn't just come from your pocket alone?
Okay, presently I contribute 90% of whatever advocacy that I'm doing, because my passion is coming from the gospel.
From grace?
Yes, it's coming from grace. So I'm prepared for it. I'm using it as a gift back to God.
Okay.
It's something I love to do for my lifetime, for the remaining of my lifetime.
Okay.
So my friends, relations, and people who saw us, who usually come in contact with us on social medias, they come around that they want to identify with us.
Oh,
so I have a team of people already who are working
with you.
Yes.
Okay.
And we have about our program officer is the only one person that is being paid monthly for now.
The others are volunteers?
Yes.
So you have a place a portal where people would register and access what you're doing.
Okay,
then you now find out whether they actually need the help, they're lying or they're serious, so on and so forth. Do you have something like that?
Okay, in the recent time, how we are working, we work manually for now. Manually for now, I mean is that when we want to get disabled, like the disabled we just empowered October 2nd, we have to go to disabled communities. There is one at Sulere, where some college for the deaf and the dumb. So we asked them to give us, I told them our intention, and they gave us some deaf and dumb that they have skills, but no money to empower them on their skills. Then we go to another disabled center at Yaba, where that is a general disabled center that is connected, that connects all other disabled centers across Lagos. We told them our intention that we need to empower some disabled persons in that community. They also generate some disabled people there and they give to us. So that is how we now. But now that we are building our websites. We are building a very massive website which will be ready by December also. So there our phone will be there, everything about us will be there. If you want to, as I told you, it started just me, from me we moved to getting people into it.
Well, that's how other big organizations like this also, started. One person, two persons, a man and his wife, and so on and so forth. So you hear about Ford Foundation, MacArthur Foundation, and so on. Those are all these things. Okay. So, I mean, it's commendable about what you're doing. Now that Christmas is coming, do you have plans for the Christmas?
Okay, we closed the Christmas with the empowerment we had with the disabled. That is October last month.
Okay.
So for now, the map that we have given our own foundation is to carry our advocacy every 3 or 4 months. So another empowerment will be coming on September, which is going to be centered on orphans. And this time around, we are already generating orphans that we are going to be giving scholarship. Yes, from the university level, because we discovered that primary level that there is this free education on the primary education. So we are looking at university level, giving some orphans scholarship.
Okay, so we'll take a break now to present to you the Morgan Summit. When we come back from our program, and then sign up with her and probably put the program to bed. So don't go away, we'll be right back.
The founder of the Morgans, Dr. Foluso Amusa, in his address said the event was organized with the aim to raise awareness and further broaden the understanding of the intricacies of financial crime prevention, while simultaneously illuminating the transformative influence of artificial intelligence on governance, risk and compliance practices.
We are using this opportunity to bring around industry experts, professionals, leaders and captains of these industries to help to educate the general public. We need to have systems that are driven to help us to make a quick decision and make the decision that are free from error or free from anything that might cost the organization to lose credibility.
Speakers at the event, while speaking on the theme Corporate Sustainability Due Diligence, highlighted in-depth evaluations of the potential impact of artificial intelligence in fortifying the efficiency and effectiveness of data gathering for combating financial crime, heralding a new phase in the pursuit of transparent and responsible business practices.
But one of the first things that organizations need to do generally with respect to AI, regardless of which domain it's being used in, is to define your own policies. Define your own internal standards that will guide the common practice around its usage so that your staff can be guided.
You have to be well informed to manage the risks. And if you're able to manage the risks, things like cybersecurity, so you can help in cybersecurity to make your cybersecurity strategy a lot more robust. Internal crime, that the level of percentage that is attributed to insider activities of crime, 31%, and the level of collaboration, 26%. And so AI can help companies to monitor the conduct of their staff.
So for us to combat financial crime effectively, there has to be collaboration between all the entities in the ecosystem. And for us to stay ahead of the criminals and the fraudsters, we need to collaborate together.
The third edition of the summit underscored the Morgan's commitment to fostering progressive dialogues and propelling innovative solutions in the domain of governance, risk and compliance, and financial crime prevention.
Welcome back. I'm still talking with Mrs. Cecilia Jinkoye. She's the Chief Executive Officer of SOD and then SACO for Women and then the disabled, orphans and disabled. So now we're about ending this. So what advice or what message do you have for people out there regarding your organization?
Okay, I would want to thank MTN Channel 10 for giving me this opportunity to be here today. Yes, what I can say is SUCO for orphans, widows and the disabled. We are prepared, we are ready. I have my team, a group of people who have passion. They may not be rich, too rich, but they have passion. One thing is the virtue. Yes, we need people who have the virtue, the mind of love, to do something for somebody. I might have the money to do. You might have the idea, a better idea. So collectively, we make something good. And I want to say that at times we see all these disabled people. You just believe that they can do nothing. They have nothing to offer. I want to let us know that there is ability in disability.
Right. So I guess that's how we're going to end it. We thank Mrs. Cecilia Jikoye for being on the program today. We do hope you come again when next we call you. All right. Well, that's the size of our program today, the Sunday show on NTA Channel 10 Lagos, Station for Excellence. And if you have enjoyed what we presented to you today from my interviews with Dr. Beke and then all the issues we brought regarding giving to the poor, and then to my discussion with Mrs. Jikoye, who has been helping people who are disabled, who are orphans and widows. It's been quite a massive program. I do hope you enjoyed it. And we expect you to join us again on Sunday for another edition of the Sunday Show. But until then, you've got to stay alive to join me on Sunday, isn't it? So stay safe. I'm Chris Akwarando.